All right. All right. All right. What is good? What is good? What is good? Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you know who I is. The good doc, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with another classic live stream for you guys today. Sincerely hope that everybody is blessed. I sincerely hope that everybody's having a good one. Good doc just wanted to come on, spend some time with his people. It is officially the last day of April. We're pushing forward into the month of May. So, spring is upon us. The weather's feeling pretty good here in the United States. At one time, I did realize how cold it was. Matter of fact, over the weekend on Saturday, there was this cold front that was really killing me. So, spring is in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. So, the good doc is just in a good mood. And I definitely wanted to come through on this last day of April, the 30th. Have a great live stream and, be able to talk to you guys about a particular topic that has been on my mind and definitely a topic that has been how can I say this? A topic that has been brought to my attention that I do believe will be very beneficial to everybody involved. Okay, just in case you care, sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Ladies and gentlemen, official time check. It is about 8:38 in the PM Eastern Standard Time, 7:38 in the PM Central Time, 5:38 in the PM for everybody repping that West Coast, and of course 8:38 in the AM Philippine Standard Time. Wherever you are reporting in the world today, thank you. Maraming salamat sa lahat for joining the good doc in this particular moment of time. I just feel like having a conversation that we can all benefit from. Today was a great day. I do have some videos I need to upload. Maybe I'll be slacking on the videos, but again, I'll make sure that I take care of it. Shout out to my boy NY Mets fan. What's going on with you, man? Appreciate you coming through. Spending some time with the good doc right now. I don't know how many people are going to come through simply because this was not a live stream that was put up in enough time to get a 30-minute notification. I only put this one up about 10 minutes ago. Scheduled it so that we can go ahead and knock this one out and rip this some bitch off like a band-aid. All right, I wanted to give some people a chance to come in, but I don't care. I see only a couple of them right now. With that being said, the good doc's just gonna go ahead and run to it and run tell that. The other day, had a conversation with a individual who was asking me questions, comments, and concerns about his relationship. He was like, "Doc, I've been with a girl for a while, and everything seems to go well. We seem to have good conversation. We seem to hit it off very well. There's nothing wrong when we are together. It feels right. Everything feels perfect." He says, "But whenever we're out in public, my girlfriend or the girl that I'm with, she refuses to hold my hand. She doesn't want to give me a kiss or anything in public like that. And it's a cause for concern to me because the young lady doesn't want to show any public display of affection to me when we're in public." And he says, "I'm the type of person, I want everybody to know that that's my girl." You understand? And one way that he has been able to inform others in the past with his relationships with women in the Western country is they hold hands in the mall, they kiss on each other, not like make out in front of other people, but when they're gonna separate or whatever, kiss on the cheek, whatever it may be. That was how he is used to showing his affection and love towards another person. Now, a lot of guys would be like, "Man, you shouldn't have no girlfriend in the Philippines, man. Live that bachelor's life. You shouldn't be on top of girls like that." Blah, blah, blah. Whoop de doo. There's a lot of people who would say that. But in hindsight, there are some people who are looking for relationships. And for those that are looking for relationships, when they come across young ladies that are not necessarily interested in interacting with them on that level, they tend to get concerned. Like there's always a level of, "Oh shit, maybe this girl cheating on me. Maybe this girl has an extra relationship. Maybe this girl has an extra boyfriend. She don't want to fuck with me in public." So basically, it's like we're just walking next to each other as opposed to actually being together. Now, from my own personal relationship, I don't have a problem, nor did I see a problem with it, and I tried to explain it to him. Me and my lady, when we're in public, yeah, we hold hands. I mean, shit, what do you expect? That's what you do in a relationship. So the holding hands part, that's a little iffy. But let's say, for example, I'm going one direction and she's going the other, and we'll meet up later. She doesn't like it for me to, just give her a kiss on the cheek or some shit like that when we walk away. Like, she's really not big on PDA at all. My girl absolutely doesn't like public displays of affection at all. She just doesn't like it. And I respect it and I understand why, because whenever you're seen with the foreigner, all eyes are on you regardless. Don't matter what race, creed, whatever you are, all eyes are going to be on you. And she's just not a big fan of having to deal with shit like that. So what she tells me is, like, I tell her, I want to give you a kiss, because what I will not do is lean in for a kiss and get refused one, But that's just little shit. Like, if I'm with my girl, like, I'll give her a kiss on the cheek and walk away. But she's just not a big fan of it. And overall, I kind of feel like that's the way Filipinos are in general. Not really the biggest fan of PDA. Now, you do have some young ladies who are all about kissing and hugging and letting guys grab all over their ass and shit in public and stuff like that. I've come across quite a few girls like that. Either that, or I've come across some very handsy foreigners that have yet to be checked on that type of behavior. Now, in the United States of America, that stuff's not really all that acceptable, but at the very least, it's okay. At the very least, you know what? If you want to grab a girl's ass in public, nobody's gonna bat an eye. But you got to realize you're the foreigner, the foreigner in the Philippines, trying to hug up on your girl or your bar girl or whatever girl you're with at the time. Any girl that allows you to grab their ass in public like that or grab up on them like that in front of other people, I would be concerned for that young lady as well. But you know, when I think about it, I'm not necessarily concerned by it. If a young lady is not willing to, hold my hand and stuff like that in public or whatever, I don't take offense to it, because I understand that, there's a type of I don't know what to call it. It's not a code, but like a decor, like a decorum, a way in which you conduct yourself in public. And as a Filipina, being or allowing a foreigner to be handsy with them and stuff like that, that is unbecoming of a Filipina in that culture. And if you look at the Filipino with the foreigner, there's always going to be those questions, comments, concerns. There's always going to be those individuals that are going to look at that situation from the outside in and always make judgment calls. There's always going to be somebody who is going to sit there and say something in a negative light about it because they don't know what it is from the inside. Now, in order to reduce all of the negative talk, a Filipino will avoid a lot of things. Okay. So, what I want to tell my foreigners right now is, if you're in a relationship, some of you looking for relationships, if you're a young lady, it's not really open to the idea of you, holding on to her, like maybe putting your hand around her waist or, shit like that. Touching a body part, not necessarily just the hands, because everybody knows how to hawakamai, which is hold hands. I love that. There's a song called Hawakamai. I used to like that song a long time ago. Anyway, till I was rudely interrupted by myself. Um, there's a lot of people who don't really like that touchy feely activity in public. So because it's not something that is becoming of the culture, you shouldn't be so quick to jump to conclusions on the fact that that girl is having an extra boyfriend or having an extra relationship because she doesn't really want to, hold hands with you or be next to you or do this, do that type shit like that. You just have to be able to take it all in stride. Eventually, she's going to open up. If it's a fresh relationship, you can't expect everything to be so automatic. Sometimes it's going to take time, man. Like my relationship, for me and her to open up, didn't necessarily take too much time, but at the end of the day, it took enough time for me to understand that she explained to me the reasons why she didn't like for us to, hug up and be next to each other in public around other people. And so when she explained it to me, I was like, you know what, I can respect that viewpoint. So from that point on, I never really made a big deal about it. If she wanted to do this, okay, we do it. She wanted to give me a kiss and nobody was looking, okay, whatever. But you have to be able to read between the lines in your relationship, read between the lines in the young lady. If your young lady is not a big fan of public displays of affection, which is PDA, you have to be able to accept it and take it in stride, ladies and gentlemen. That's just the way that it is. It's not anything disrespectful to you. The thing is, a lot of foreigners take it as a sign of disrespect to themselves, which is really the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. How is it that a female is disrespecting you because she just doesn't want to hold hands and kiss and do all that shit in front of other Filipinos? How can you jump to conclusions like, you're disrespecting me? Without even trying to consider or figure out everything that's going on, or like ask her, like, why is it that you don't want to do this with me? At the very least, you could ask her. She give you an answer. If it's an answer that you like, I did. If it's an answer you don't like, I mean, two tears in a bucket. Fuck it. You feel me? So, you just got to be able to read between the lines, and it'll be able to help you understand the reasons why, if your girl is giving you that, the refusal to have PDA in public with you, doesn't necessarily mean that she's avoiding you or trying to put you in a box or some shit like that. All right. That's the good dog spiel for the moment. Appreciate you guys coming through. Like I said, we don't have a lot tonight, so I'm just hanging out, chilling out. Not planning on doing very much tonight. It is the last day of the month of April 30th. So just wanted to have fun and end the month on a good note, in the month on a live chat with my people. So shout out, like I said, to my boy NY Mets fan. You guys will probably file in a little bit later. I'm gonna give it some time to open up here in the chat, and then again, if it doesn't open up, then the good doc could close it out. But yeah, my boy Ed's in the building. What's going on, man? He says, welcome back to the United States. Be careful here so you can return back to the Philippines in one piece. You know what? It's very, very. I have a very, very strict lifestyle when I'm back in the United States. I go to work, I come home, I eat. If I want to do a live stream, I do a live stream. If I want to make a video, I make a video. And that's my life, man. When I'm back in the United States, ladies and gentlemen, it's very difficult for me to get into trouble. Don't really go out to bars and drinks and shit like that. It just doesn't do me any favor. So at the end of the day, I do, as long as this guy's plan, the good doc will definitely make it back into the Philippines relatively soon, and definitely in one piece. I do not want to be in more than one piece. Doesn't seem to work very well that way. So my boy Rayman in the building. What's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through. Oahu dude, what's going on? He says I'm hanging this morning, tough night in AC. Was it a good tough night or a bad tough night? That's the only way that I would ever want you to be able to let me know what was going on. He says there are even bar girls after a bar fight that don't want to hold hands. Yeah, they have their reputation to maintain, especially if you're in the city of AC. You definitely have to have some kind of decorum. You have to be able to conduct yourself appropriately. You can't be handsy with your bar girl. Some of them just don't want to hold your hand, but by the way that they look and the way that they carry themselves, pretty much everybody probably has a general idea of the type of young lady that is accompanying you inside of the mall or wherever it is that you choose to bring her. But at the end of the day, what can we do, people? It is just the way that it is meant to be. If that is your lifestyle, you're gonna do you. But again, guys, if you are not familiar, the Good Doc has his T-shirt in the Teespring store, properly titled "I Survived Walking Street in Angeles City, Pampanga." You guys should check that one out. That was my video that I posted before. The links will be in that description area, and I'll probably put them in the description area here as soon as this live stream is finished. You guys should definitely get it, because once you make it out on the other end, it is definitely a badge of honor to say that you came, you saw, and you conquered AC and the Philippines all together. So make sure you check those t-shirts out, man. I'm telling you, they're definitely worth the buy. All right. But my boy says, where am I at? Okay, my man Rayman says if they don't want to hold hands, maybe they are embarrassed to be seen with you. That is actually the other negative end of the spectrum. I don't necessarily believe that it is always the fact that the young lady is embarrassed to be with you, but that could also be an issue as well. So I think from that particular perspective, there is a reason to have a cause for concern. But I think you'll get an idea. If she don't want to fuck with you at all, if she just doesn't want to just have anything to do with you other than, just be somebody that can provide her with whatever things she needs financially or whatever it may be, then so be it, man. You got to go ahead and Make it happen, Captain. That's the only way. That's the only thing that I can tell you, man. You have to be able to read between the line and decipher what's really going on, because there are some women that are just, not wanting to draw too much attention to themselves or too much attention to their relationships. So that's why they avoid the public display of affection. But then again, on the opposite end of the spectrum, as mentioned by my boy Rain Man, sometimes they are embarrassed just to be with you. I mean, shit. At that point, I would make the general decision to never go out in public with you. Just, from the hotel room to the lobby, back to the hotel room, I guess would be the only way to solve that particular problem. She ain't got to be seen in public with me at all. Facts. Like I said, we got 10 coming in, man. I appreciate you coming through. Definitely make sure you get the likes up on the video. The good doc would highly appreciate that. If you guys want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the good doc's happy that you come through, spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Now you and then. Now let's go ahead and get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Shout out to my boy Brian S. What's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through and spending some time with the good doc. Just having a quick open forum about the ideas or ideologies about women not wanting to have, public displays of affection, and should you be concerned? All right. My man Oahudu says he blew $5 grand on drinks and food. It does add up when you're having fun, man. But as long as the night ended on a good note, I pray that it did for your sake. And all that money is justified overall. My man says they will take your money, but don't want others to know they mess with you. I have come across plenty of people who have been, how can I say this, that have been part of, it's not even a scam. I mean, at the end of the day, you're getting what you want out of it, but the ladies just absolutely refuse to be seen with you. Matter of fact, as a matter of fact, I remember specifically somebody sent me this article about a list of rules that this girlfriend made up for her boyfriend, and things that he can and cannot do. I think it was here in the United States, where she was telling them you can't hang out with your friends. If you hang out with your friends, I got to be there. Some really random off the wall shit, right? So I kind of look at that, and I've seen foreigners in the Philippines with rules to their own relationships. I shit you not. They'll be like, oh, well, when we're in public, we can't hold hands. Rule number one. Rule number two, I'm not a fan of kissing, so don't try to kiss me anywhere. Rule number three, when I'm hanging out with my friends, you are to be at home. Rule number four, the only time that me and you could ever go out and have dinners is if I choose the place and all of this stuff. I've seen people who have had to live by certain rules, and it's really weird, but it is some people's reality. So maybe from that particular end of the spectrum, women not willing to hold hands with you or show any public display of affection with you, that may be the cause of concern. Yeah, you should probably be concerned in that shit. But yeah, it is what it is, man. We have to be able to read our own situations. I can't read everybody's situation, trust me, because everybody's situation and everybody's means and the way that they conduct themselves and the way that their relationships play out, it'll never be the same as mine. Mine will never be the same as theirs. So you have to be the master of your own domain. You got to be able to know if that chick is just using you. I mean, I like to give foreigners a lot more credit than I do, but sometimes not everybody is smart enough to realize that that chick over there isn't quite doing things with your best interest at heart. Best thing for me to say. So, like I said, appreciate you guys coming through and spending some time with the good doc. My man Raymond says maybe she has many men on the fishing line and does not want her fishes to think she is taken, which will jeopardize her income stream. Well, the chances of her being, well, it depends on what her fishes are. If her fishes are also with AC, you know, whatever it may be, if her fishes are also in the same pond, aka in the same area in which you are dating her in, yeah, you're going to get a lot of that. But most of the time, you shouldn't really be caught up with anything unless it's something that is unless it's something seen in person. If it's an online bid that these ladies are trying trying to play a game with. I don't think that you're ever going to find yourself in a destitute situation wherein a young lady is not wanting to be seen with you because her other online boyfriends may get jealous of some shit. But yes, anything that could jeopardize a young lady's money, I think they'll definitely put you in your place. They'll give you the rules. They will give you the rules in the beginning if they need to keep you in line. My man said Angeles City experienced an earthquake last week. Yes, it was very bad. That I did hear. It was very, very, very bad. It was fucked up. Matter of fact, I think the epicenter was right there in Pampanga area. So yeah, I hoped everybody came out relatively unscathed. That would be nice. My man Ed said we're 10-6. That's what's up. 10 watching, 6 likes. I see we're at 16 now. 16 watching. I appreciate you guys taking time to get the likes up for the good doc. I mean, we're just gonna be having a casual show tonight. It's my month ending show. At the end of the day, I like doing these shows at the end of the month. To bring in the next month, which is the month of May. Still spring, hot as hell here in the U.S. Hot as hell here in the great state of North Kakalaki, and I like it, man. It reminds me of Philippine weather, so I'm glad that I was able to come back during a time when the weather was not necessarily at its chilliest, even though there was some pretty heavy winds coming through on Saturday. But back at it like a crack addict, man. We just had work. I'm on my second day of work. Shit's brutal, but we making it happen, man. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Wonderful. I appreciate you coming through and showing love to the good doc. If any of you guys have anything that you want to add to the topic at hand, anything that you would like to say, anything that you would like to actually contribute to the topic of conversation, please feel free. The good doc is open ears and open mind right now. Just hanging and chilling and hanging. Maybe I'll do another 30 minutes or so. Maybe. And depending on how the chat flows, because when the chat slows down, that means that a lot of people are losing interest, and that works for me because that means I could just say bye-bye and I go on about my business. I do my other shit. All right. But shout out to everybody who came through for the good doc, man. Dante Will, I see your family. Much love to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. My boy Sam Robinson, what's going on with you? He says, do you recommend staying away from women with large families? I would think the larger the family, the more she will expect from you. Yes. In hindsight, to be honest with you, yes. If this is somebody that you're going to consider being with long term, I would avoid being with a woman that has a large family. And it's fun. I mean, it sounds funny or crazy, but it's real for me because I understand. I understand what could possibly come with dating a woman that comes from a large family. Okay. I'm talking about multiple brothers and sisters, aunties, uncles, mother and father, lolas and lolos, very tight knit, close families that are large in nature. They tend to, let me put it to you like this. There's always going to be at least one or two in the bunch that are going to look at you as the foreigner with the money, and somebody's going to be saying some things that you don't know what's happening until it's already too late. So yeah, if you could, as fucked up as it sounds, I would date a woman that has very limited family or not a good relationship with her family. I know that sounds bad, but at least that gives you that to me. When it comes to dating a young lady that is not really close to her family or has limited family, that pretty much puts your relationship into perspective. There's not going to be too many people chiming in on your relationship. There's not going to be too many people with an opinion on your relationship, and at the end of the day, there's not going to be too many people in the background trying to tell your young lady, oh, you should probably do this, or oh, you should probably try to do that, try to get them for this. There's not going to be too much of that. There shouldn't be. Maybe her friends would do it, so again, it may be friends or family, but in hindsight, dealing with larger families could definitely pose a problem. I'm not going to say it's going to be a problem, but there could definitely be a problem as part of that process. But I appreciate you coming through. My man, Mr. Wonderful, says that she's playing games. Give her Candy Crush and let her be on her way out the door. Candy Crush is very popular in the Philippines, by the way. That game is still popping. But yeah, sometimes I be, they want to play games like Parker Brother, and it's not worth it. So at the end of the day, you got to be able to read between your own situation. Again, I explained my very own situation. My girl, she just wasn't comfortable doing that because of all of the attention that it would drive. So I just respected it and we just never did it. I mean, over time, she just stopped giving a fuck, and that's what I like about her. But in the beginning, I really didn't care so much about the whole, being affectionate in public. I still look this until this day. I'm still not a big fan of, oh, let kissing in front of other people. That shit just kind of weird to me because it kind of seems like you're trying to draw attention to yourself. That's what I think. I feel like you're trying to draw attention to yourself when you're doing things like that. So at the end of the day, if you feel comfortable in what you do and you feel okay with everything and the way that it's going down, then at the end of the day, you do you, man. Don't worry about what everybody else says. Just live your best life. All right. My man says, I found a woman that is willing to show me around Samar. Leaving next week. She comes from a family of 9. Okay, let me ask you this question. Are all 9 family members going to join you on this quote unquote trip around Samar? And if not, then you're okay. But if one or two of the family members plan on joining you on this particular vacation you're trying to have, second guess that one. I would still do it, but be hesitant because the last thing you want to do is pay for you and her plus one. I mean, if plus one ain't putting out, then she needs to be put in timeout. If plus one is not putting out, she needs to be put in timeout, as in she can't go. All right. If she's the type of person that is a grown ass woman and needs a chaperone, that's a problem. I mean, I've never met a Filipina that needed a chaperone. Actually, I'm lying. I did meet one girl that felt as if she could not go anywhere without, I don't know if it was a friend or a cousin or something like that. And she was like, "Oh, my mom won't let me leave the house unless my cousin comes with me." I said, "Okay, then you and your cousin just gonna have to stay at the house then." And I remember one time she tried this shit with me. She was like, "Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell my cousin that I'm gonna have my cousin tell my mom that we're gonna go to the mall, and then my cousin is gonna stay at the mall, and then I'm gonna come meet you." And that's the type of shit that they try to play. So she was like, "Oh, I can do that, but my cousin's gonna need something to keep her busy." So of course I gotta basically bribe the cousin with some Jolly Bee or some shit to try to keep her occupied and busy so that I could try to at least attempt to get my own. And even then, nothing was guaranteed. So when you weigh the pros and cons of that particular situation, I just say, you know what? The cons outweigh the pros, man. And I mean, she was cute, but I'm like, man, if I gotta trick out on your cousin, give her some money to keep her busy while I'm trying to attempt to make something happen here, it just didn't seem like it was worth it in hindsight. So I let it be done. My man Sam Robinson says, "Have you ever encountered your lady's family wanting to borrow money from you? I have heard Filipinos typically do not pay back their loans. How do you handle people constantly asking for money?" Well, sir, that is $1 million question, and I have $1 million answer. My young lady is my buffer, okay? And if you're ever gonna come through situations that have family members asking for money, your woman should always be your buffer. What does a buffer mean? Everything has to go through her. So she can handle the situation. She shouldn't be, if your girl is weak and she's like, "Oh, my mom was asking if you could let her borrow money, could you let her borrow money?" What? Hell no. Nah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, that's just not happening. Like my girl, she'll shut it down before it even gets to me because she already knows what's good. So that's kind of how you need to handle that situation. Hopefully your girl will be woman enough to, step up and say he doesn't have it, or, it's not a good time. He's just got a limited salary. She'll be able to say something to ease whatever is going on in that particular situation. So that's the best advice I could give you in that one. And then you said something else that was very, very interesting to me that I know I have an answer for. You said, oh, Filipinos typically do not pay back loans. Yes. Yes. You are 100,000% correct with that one. You are 100,000% correct. If they pay it off, it'll be like 10 years later. Especially if they get their money from like loan officers and shit. Them motherfuckers never pay pay back. So yeah, I wouldn't lend a Filipino money ever. If I give you money, I have no expectation of getting it back, but I will never lend a Filipino money. No disrespect, but I'm being honest. They do not pay back money for shit. You're the foreigner. Remember, you got all the money. So they know damn well that they go pay you back. But let me tell you what I did do. There was one girl, right? This one girl borrowed 1,000 pesos for me, and I kept asking. I'm like, "Yo, when you gonna give me my money back?" It wasn't the fact that I really expected it back, but I just said, "Look, man, I'm gonna make you be a person of your word. Don't ask me to borrow money from me and tell me you're going to pay it back to me with no expectation of paying it back." So I asked her like all the time. I'm like, every week, yo, when you gonna pay me back? When you gonna pay me back? When you gonna pay me back? Like, where's the money at? I need my money now. I was fucking with her until she ended up like deleting her number or some shit like that. I don't know what she did, but I did it on purpose because if you're gonna say that shit, I'm gonna make you become a person of your word. If you say, can I get it? I'm not sure if I'll be able to pay you back, but can I get 1,000 from you? I kind of need it right now. That's different. At least there's no expectation. But I've done that shit before, plenty of times. But yeah, that's how I handle it, man. Your lady has to take care of it. She has to be your buffer. Like Rayman says, my buffer and my fluffer. You are dumb. I can't play with you. I can't play with you, motherfuckers tonight. I just can't. I can't. You got to know when to say no. All right, but yeah, when it comes to the whole idea of money, your girlfriend has to be able to say no for you. But if she can't say no for you, that's when you got to grow a backbone and say, I ain't got it. I don't tell them no. I just tell them I don't have it. I be lying like a motherfucker, but I be telling them I ain't got nothing because I ain't got it. I ain't got it like that. What's going on, bruh? Yeah, she acted like she was 14 years old. Chick needed a chaperone. Mommy wouldn't let her out the house without her cousin or some shit. And I come across a lot of girls like that. She acted like she was 14. She wasn't actually 14. She was like 21 or some shit. But I think she was still in school or something. I don't know what the hell it was. But she had one of those mamas where she couldn't go out by herself or some shit. And I wasn't about to go ask for permission for you to go out because you live too far. Ah, shit. They said, don't ever give a Filipina any money unless she is a bar girl. Why does it have to be that way? Why is it that she has to be a bar girl in order to get some cash from you? She could be a normal chick, just in need of some cash at the time. Transaction being made, you might be able to come out on top. And it sucks, and I hate to say this. I am so sad that I have to say this, but this is the realest shit ever. And this is in any situation, not even with just Filipinas, with any women from anywhere in the world. If you ever catch them in a desperate situation, desperate times call for desperate measures. So at the end of the day, you could throw a line out there, basically a line of credit. You could give her a number and say that's all you got and that's all you willing to give in exchange for whatever. And 9 times out of 10, they'll take it, especially if they need it, right? If it's really that bad of a situation, they'll figure it out. They'll make it work. So in hindsight, playing on the disparity of an individual is really fucked up, but y'all motherfuckers do it, and I know you do. So it's not like I'm talking to everybody who was all high and mighty, but you just got to be better about it. Okay, that's my thing. You got to be better about the shit. Mm. My man Sam says I got a good lady. I believe I do. So, I'm glad to. I've been through the motions with the whole situation. We've been through it, man, and she knows what her job is. She has a very, very, very excuse me, I'm yawning. Her job is very limited. I don't ask much. The good doc don't need much. I don't ask much. Baby, when I need some food, I need you to cook for me. Number one. Number two, just make sure our living space is livable, aka keep that some bitch looking spotless. Number three, keep everybody from around me. That's her job. That's kind of what she did. She's like my bodyguard without being my bodyguard. Most of everything, especially family oriented, that shit goes through her before it gets to me. That never gets to me. And if it does get to me, then it's a problem for me because she knows my natural reaction to situations. I'll be like, I say, you better tell them it ain't happening. Either you tell them or I do. And when I have to tell them, it just never ends well. You know, don't make me be the one to say it because now I look like the bad guy because I am not the one that wants to, shell out anything. Now I look bad, right? So now I got the bad family image, right? Because I'm the one that doesn't really want to give no money out, right? So, in hindsight, man, there's no need to be around a chick if her parents are always coming at you for money. As a matter of fact, you are quote unquote the prize, and when you go to the family's house, they should treat you as such. I mean, every time I go, with like, let me see. Every time I used to visit my girl's family during holiday times, man, I ain't do shit. I ate 3 square meals a day, people. Literally, I ate 3 times a day. I had my merienda when I wanted to. They used to make sure your boy was well taken care of. I ain't shell out shit. I took care of their daughter. I make sure I do my part. And every now and again, I will tell you this, every now and again, I would buy dinner because that was what I wanted to do, right? That's what I chose to do. So, maybe we'll go to the street and get a whole roasted chicken for like, what, 150, maybe 190, 200 or some shit, get some pork and shit, some pork liampo and shit. Man, I'll probably spend like $6 and feed the whole family. And that was it. I would do that every now and again, and everybody would be happy. So I did just enough to make sure everything was good, but I never, 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 never came out of pocket with cash like that. I never personally came out of pocket with cash, and I just don't think that that's comforting. I will try to do what I can if I can for a situation that needs to be taken care of. But if it's cash money, the good doc don't do that. Mike don't do that at all. We can't do that. Sometimes ladies do conspire with the family to get money out of the foreigner. You're right. They do. I mean, it is what it is, but my girl, she knows better. Like, we've been together long enough to where I know the dynamic of her relationship with her family, and she knows the dynamic of the relationship with my family. So we kind of know what may or may not be acceptable in the way that we choose to navigate and do our own thing. All right. So my man Marquise in the building. What's going on, family? He says you should definitely be concerned. Even bar girls show me PDA when I'm taking them home, and I feel great. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody want to grab an ass or two. I mean, ass cheek or two. But hey, man, I mean, however you choose to navigate your situation, if she, excuse me, if she don't want to let you touch up on her, there may or may not be a concern. I mean, that is definitely a matter of opinion. Anything that is a matter of concern is a matter of opinion. All right, but shout out to my boy Marquise. What's going on, man? My man says your boy was he did a video where he was messing with the chick in Cebu, and when he went to leave her, she tried to hit him up for 2K and ended up giving her a stack. Well, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. I mean, shit. At the end of the day, that's what's good. I mean, that's naturally likely to happen. See, that's what a lot of people don't understand. Those transactions are likely to happen. When they say there's nothing that is for free, that is true. Nothing is for free. At the end of the day, you're going to pay for something, whether it be in a roundabout way or not. All right. You're going to do it because, like I said, food, whatever it may be. And if they hit you up for the cash flow, I mean, at the end of the day, you never give them what they ask. You always give them a portion of what they ask. You never give them what they ask. You give them a portion. They ask for two, you give them one. That's fair enough. So if they hit you up for it, I mean, and she let you, you guys got a chance to hook up, whether you like the whole situation, how it went down or not. In some situations, if you ask me, you are obligated in one way or another. If you ask me, a lot of people will say, "Oh man, you shouldn't do that, man. She wanted it and this, that, and the other, man. You ain't got to pay for shit." I said, "That's true, but at the end of the day, this is your reputation we're talking about. This is your image in the area in which you're living in that we're talking about. So we're gonna get around that so and so raped me or some shit like that. So it could end horribly. That's why you just go ahead and let it go. That's the best way for me to say. That's the only way for me to tell you. It's in your best interest to just go ahead and trick out. And I'm telling you, the last thing you want is the last thing that you want is a case on you because some chick said that you raped her. So just give the money. Just give it. Shit. As long as it ain't gonna break the bank, like I said, she can ask for two. Don't mean she gonna get two. I mean, you give what you got and make it happen, Captain. That's all. Rain Man, I would be the black sheep of the family. I'm already the black sheep. I live with that. So my man says 1,000 pesos is a normal tip following a bar fine. I don't give no grand for shit. That sounds weird. I shouldn't be. I don't think you should put money on top of that. That's why I hate bars and bar fines, man. That's too much math. That's what I'm gonna do a live stream on. Bar fines and normal tips is just too much math for me. I don't like it. Huh? So I gotta pay this to this person plus a tip to get back. That's too much math for me. So I said I gotta figure out how much I'm gonna drop before I even get any. I said that shit just make my head hurt. So I might as well just not let it happen. I might as well just go ahead and let it go. Let my people go. Let the bar fines go. Was she surprised that he gave it or surprised of the amount that he gave? That's the question, Sanwan. Was she amazed at the fact that he actually gave the money, or was she surprised and shocked, like she wasn't happy? That's what I'm gonna do. That's gonna be my next. That's gonna be one of my next videos, man. I'm gonna go ahead and write that down in my list of shit that I gotta do. I got 100 videos here that I haven't even touched yet that I need to do. So let me go ahead and write that down. I said forget bar fines. Said forget. I don't know how I'm gonna title it. I'm just gonna write forget bar fines. I said and tips. It's too much math. I'm writing it down literally. I don't know how I'm gonna title it, but that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about. I'm sorry, I didn't. I was not a math major. Granted, I went to school for a doctorate in business administration, so financing was in and about the same shit. But at the end of the day, man, yeah. Oh, you said he. Oh, Sam, you said he was surprised that she asked. That dude crazy, man. They always ask. They always ask. Actually, no, I'm lying. I'm lying. They don't always ask. Sometimes they're embarrassed to ask. Sometimes they will not ask. But then you do have those that are in a situation and they'll just have to ask for it. So if they do, it is what it is. So be it. You either give it or you don't. But I'm gonna tell you right now, just give it. I'm telling you, just it makes life easier for you. Okay? I'm gonna be real with you. It makes life easier for you. Just give the money. I'm not saying you got to give what they ask. I'm just saying just give the money. A lot of people don't understand this, but the last thing you want is to have that shit lingering over your head. A chick asks you for something, the chick asks you for money, and you don't give it. Now all of a sudden you got this lingering thought in the back of your head. I didn't get this girl money. So she can run tell anybody anything that she wants to. Oh, this phone to rape me and all kinds of shit. Last thing you want on your conscience, bro. I'm telling you. Oh, Wahoo, dude. I'm more of a marketing major. That's what I got my undergrad in. But I do finance courses as well. But finances is more or less dealing with, budgeting and shit like that. That's what I do. That's why I kind of make some budget videos, but not really because budgeting got too much shit involved in it. And, budgeting involves forecasting and foreshadowing and shit like that. Let's say for example, you've been in the Philippines for 6 months, you plan to stay for a year. On average of those 6 months, you spend about 1,500 to $2,000. So it is safe to say in week or month number 7 through 10, you're going to stay in and around that range as far as your budget is concerned. So that kind of helps you figure out what you can and cannot do with money that you have left over. Blah blah blah. Whoop de doo. Financing is just it's a good way to keep things into a perspective, but forecasting and foreshadowing and all that shit is enough to make my head spin. I hate it. I hate it. My man Rod Sam says, "Can you negotiate with girls on Walking Street?" Good question. I don't think so. He said, "Can you tell them you are down to your last 300?" Nah, I don't think you're gonna get away with that with 300, man. Whew, that's tough. That's tough. Marquise, you said you were hustled out of $2,000. Me too. But you know what? It was. You know what? How can I say this? I got for $2,000, but it was actually not bad. So I really wasn't too upset about losing it. I was like, man, fuck. She did ask me for this. And I'm like, fuck. I said, I don't want to give it. But she, it was worth it. In hindsight, the whole thing, it was worth it. Matter of fact, I can tell you exactly what happened. That day, this is real talk, hand on the stack of Bibles. And I didn't expect this to happen. Okay, I did not expect this to happen. True story. If you guys want to hear a quick story, man, hit one in the chat, man. I'm gonna give you guys one of my favorite stories of all time. Just a quick one, but if you guys want to hear it, I'm gonna see if we can get 10 number ones in the chat. I'm gonna run through a quick story for you guys. He says you can. Okay, a Wahoo guy says you can negotiate, but you probably won't get any. Yeah, anything's worth a negotiation, but you probably won't get too much. Give me 10 number ones. I'm gonna run through probably one of the best stories of my life. It worked itself out in a way that I never thought it would. Kim Jong Barack says, "How much you think would last me a year in the Philippines?" Are you asking me? You said, let me read that again. How much you think would last me a year in the Philippines? I would say a year. Give yourself a budget of about 2K just to be safe. 2,000 times 12, about 24,000, which is not bad. But give yourself that kind of money. I think you should be relatively well. My man Thomas, Sam One, Mr. Wonderful DK. All right, you guys seem to want the story. Okay, let me tell you what happened. So I had just gotten back to Manila, right? I can't remember why I was in Manila. Okay, so I was talking to this girl on an online site, right? And in hindsight, what we were doing is basically we kind of already had an idea that this was going to happen. Okay, so we kind of talked about it. All right, so it wasn't a surprise, it wasn't a shock or anything like that. She didn't actually come out and ask me for the 2K after it happened. I kind of knew that was probably what I was going to end up shelling out before it happened. So I'm going back and forth in my head. I'm like, man, fuck, man, I don't need all this shit, man. It's not even worth it. It's a headache. But at the end of the day, she had the fat ass. And I mean, she had an ass like a black chick. Okay. I mean, a Filipina with a thick ass. And I've never seen that before. So basically, I was stuck. I had a choice. I was like, man, I can either do this or I cannot do this. But ultimately, am I just going to sit here and let this $2,000, a little $40, because that's how I thought about it, a little $40, am I going to let $40 stop me? I mean, at the time, this was before YouTube again. This was before anything. This was before I had any kind of income or whatever. So I'm sitting there struggling with the thought, like, man, do I really want this? How bad do I really want it? Then I looked at her pictures in Facebook and I saw she had the fat ass. And I mean, it was she was thicker than a Snicker, my dude. I mean, it was something that I've never seen on a Filipina day in my life. Small waist with the fat ass. I mean, it was, dude, matter of fact, anybody who is a member of my Patreon team would have seen the video that I did on her. So she's on my Patreon page. It's a long story, man. Anyway, you would see what that ass looked like if you were on Patreon. But anyway, so I'm debating on whether I want to do this or not. And what ended up happening was I said, fuck it. Okay, come through. So I already knew I was going to pay $2K for it, right? So she comes through. I mean, first of all, it was a long drawn out session. Like, it was, let me sit down and have a conversation with you type chick. Like, she wanted to have a talk. Like, why the fuck are we talking? I'm trying to get from point A to point B. Why do we have to have a conversation about this? We have to, how can I say this? It was, what can I say? Fuck. Right. I'm sitting here trying to figure this out in my head. I'm like, yo, do I really want it? So I did agree. I agreed to say it. And I said, yes. Okay, I'm going to do it. Because at the end of the day, she had the fat ass. And my mom was blown by it, right? So I said, fuck it. I'll drop the 40 for it. She came through. It was early in the morning. I swear it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. I swear, this is what happened. 5 o'clock in the morning. And yes, the good doc was thinking with his little head. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I was in the moment. It happened. So what? I'm human. I have those mistakes too. So we're sitting here trying to figure this shit out. So, we're having a conversation, and then eventually, we touchy-feely, whatever. And then we get through it and we try, and the shit goes down. So after it goes down, she's one of those types. Okay, I'm going to get dressed and leave. Right. So I'm thinking, fuck. I said, she want to leave early. I said, that sucks. Because at the end of the day, like I told you, I'm a finance guy, right? So my mind is always on my money and my money's on my mind. So I'm thinking, fuck, man, if I at least hit it twice, that's $20 a fuck, right? That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm thinking, hell, at least if I get it twice, that's only $20 a smash, right? But she ran, she didn't run out the door or anything. That sounds crazy, but she got dressed real quick, and I said, all right, here you go. And I just, I was uncomfortable trying to keep her around and shit. So I just said, all right, go, you can go. So throughout the day, she's texting me again. I hit it at 5 o'clock in the morning. Don't ask me what I was doing at 5 o'clock in the morning or why I was up. Probably up to no good. 5 o'clock in the morning. 8 o'clock that evening, she comes back. 8 o'clock that evening, she makes her way back. For some reason, I convinced her to come back through. She said, look, and I don't know what, this was one of the weirdest fucking requests ever. She says, I like to drink Johnny Walker Black. Get some Johnny Walker and I'll come through. I'm like, fuck. I mean, Johnny Walker Black in the mini stop or whatever in Manila's, it wasn't too bad. I can't remember, like 300, because I got like a small bottle because I wasn't going to drink it on my own. So what I did, right, this is the fucked up thing. The good doc is known for doing fucked up shit, okay? Again, do not judge me for the person that I was in my youth. So I made the drinks, right? But I didn't put any alcohol in my drink. So basically, her cup was half Johnny Walker, half Coke, but I mixed that bitch up real good. I was all Coke. This chick grabs the cup out of my hand, drinks out of my cup, and say, oh, you want that bullshit? You over here giving yourself straight Coke while I'm over here drinking half Johnny Walker, half Coke. So she was a little mad about that. But I told her, I don't drink very much, right? That's not my thing. I'm not much of a drinker. So one thing led to another, and, we kind of did what we did again. So in hindsight, if I'm going to end the story, because, I mean, that was pretty much the end of the story. What happened, she ended up leaving, and, it was good. But at the end of the day, like I said, my mind is on my finances. Like, I figured as many times as I could smash, because again, when I was younger, I could probably do about 3 or 4 rounds, 5 if I'm in the mood. I mean, this was before Robust, guys. This was before Robust. But back in the day when I could get around without needing my little favorite pill on the market right now, I could do 4 or 5 rounds. So at the end of the day, you take that $2K divided over 4 rounds. What? I'm looking at 500 a pop. So I'm like, yo, I made the best use of my money. But that's kind of how the story went. She left, and then she ended up catching like mad attitude. I couldn't stand her after that. Couldn't fuck her again because she was just she just had a shitty fucking attitude about things. And then at the end of the day, anyways, that was the end, guys, man. But that's my story. That's the story of my life, people. That is the story of my life. Again, the good dog was never a perfect man, but at the end of the day, no, I did not slip her no roofies. No need for that. That's not. I mean, to be honest, man, I don't even know why guys would do anything like that. I'm not the type. I put to you like this, man. I couldn't do the whole roofie thing because I cannot see or imagine myself trying to sleep with a woman that's like a dead fish, just laying there. Like, what the fuck do I get for that? Like, what do I really get out of that? That just doesn't seem right. I like my women to be lively. I like an active chick. Like, how much is it for me to ask for my chick to be active? Who the fuck wants to use pills to put a bitch to sleep and shit? That shit just seems just weird. But anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That was brought to you by the Good Dog. Public service announcement brought to you by the Good Dog. Much love, much respect, and everything that comes with it, my friends. Thank you very much. Now let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. And I see I got 24 watching. There's probably going to be some dislikes because a lot of people don't like my stories, and it hurts my feelings. But I appreciate all 24 of you coming through showing love to the Good Doc. Make sure you put a like on this video. The Good Doc would highly appreciate that. If you guys want to support the channel, you already know how to do so. But of course, the Good Doc is happy that you come through and spend just a little bit of your time with him today. Now you're on dinner. Let's go ahead and get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Let's see what we got, man. My man Marquis said he got hustled by LB at a massage parlor. I didn't know until the middle of the massage and could not get my money back. Too much Red Horse Emperor before the massage. Yes, do not go into them bitches drunk, because at the end of the day, that has happened to a lot of people. I cannot say that it's happened to me because I'm not much of a drinker. Like I said, I'll be over here letting the girls do more drinking than me because at the end of the day, that means a good night for the good doc. But how can I say this? Uh, don't go into massage parlors drunk, bruh. I'm gonna tell you right now, don't go into massage parlors drunk. Especially the sketchy ones, man. I like to make sure I'm very coherent and in sound mind and body, simply because I want to make sure that I see everybody who touching on me. Because that's a shower. There is not enough showers in the world that I could have that could wipe off the fact that I let some dude touch my body like that. That's a violation for me. I don't want no other dude. I don't care how much of a chick you try to look like. I don't like that very much. That makes me feel uncomfortable. That is a shower that will be a never-ending shower. Remember the never-ending story? That would be a never-ending shower for me, because at the end of the day, I'm always gonna remember how good it felt. You gonna be like, I was a guy. No, you gonna have one of the moments in your life, and I'm gonna have mine too. Let me have my fun. All right, guys, I'm just fucking around, but yeah, you guys know how the game do. But yeah, too much Emperor, fuck your life up, man. He said Doc don't have to do that. Nah, I really don't, man. I don't. It's not worth it. But I will tell you this though. Let me oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Okay. I did forget to tell you something, guys. Okay. I did forget to tell you something very, very important, and I am so sorry that I left out this part of the story. Okay. But let me give you guys a quick scenario on something, because I think you guys are smart people. Okay, I like to believe that the Dr. Mike audience, the Dr. Mike TV audience, is a group of smart motherfuckers. Okay, I like to think so. I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So if she had this banging ass body, if she had a banging, now this is a hypothetical. I'm going to give you guys a chance to answer this before I give you the answer. But if the body was banging, if she had a nice little, like she had a nice little tight body with the fat ass, like I told you, what was likely wrong with her? Again, you can't have this nice banging ass body without something being wrong with her. What do you think was wrong with her? What do you think was wrong with her? Okay, I need you to answer that question. What do you believe was wrong with her? If she had the tight body with the fat ass, like I used to tell people back in the day, what do you think was wrong with her? My man Oahu guy says if you do the math, bar fine, 25 for the long time, $1,000 chill, that's 3,500 for the whole night. Morning endure 4 or 5 times. Yeah, that's not bad math. Like I said, you got to make sure that you get your money's worth. That's what I will tell you. If you're gonna go that route, get your money's worth. Get your money's worth. Rain Man, blame it on the alcohol. Yeah, that sounds like a T-Pain T-Pain rhythm or some shit. He says, oh, I'm sorry. It was transgender. What is a lady boy? It's real. Um, Marquis said, I definitely did that. Please, man. You guys are crazy. Rayman, correct. Correct. No. Rayman, you got them both correct. Your first two answers were absolutely correct. Number one, she was flat chested. That was not the issue that I did, but she just was not. She was not the prettiest thing to look at. Okay, she was. I'm sorry, I forgot to leave that out. She was not. She wasn't bad, but she just wouldn't be in your top 10 of the prettiest faces in the country. That's what I will say. And 9 times out of 10, if you come across a Filipino with the banging body with the fat ass, 9 times out of 10 she flat chested and she's not facially sexy. Okay, and that was her problem. Dante, the attitude. Yes, I found out about the attitude, but that was after we had already done that. I realized how bad and shitty her attitude was after that. Thomas Love, her breath wasn't bad. Her breath wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad, so that wasn't the problem. And Sam, thank God she did not have body odor. Sam, she did not have an issue with that. Her teeth were okay though, Rayman. Nah, her teeth were fine. Her teeth were fine. But she had the fat ass. I couldn't help myself, man. She was not no Oahu guy. That was actually okay. Thank the Lord for that, because that was that. Yeah, I can't. My man says that he said that might would not be seen public holding hands with her. Yeah, there you go, man. It would not be a man. Look, man. If I'm gonna drop 2K, it's gonna have to stay behind closed door. I'm fucked up, but at the end of the day, it was real. 9 times out of 10, if they got the nice body, they're not always the best to look at. And I forgot to mention that. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be honest. If the good doc is gonna give you the story, he wants to make sure you have all the key points. Okay, he wants to make sure that you have all the key points. Believe that. My man Raymond says he would have been embarrassed. Looks to hold hands with her in public. Ah, man, I hate to be rude, but hey, man, if I was ugly, I swear, if I was ugly to a chick and she didn't want to hold my hand, at least I know that she thinks I'm ugly. Whether it's her own personal opinion or not, if she don't want to be seen with me, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with not being seen. Shit, as long as we can stay behind closed doors and get it in. Why the fuck do I need to be seen with you in public, anyways? All right, so yeah. Kind of, I would not want to do all that. But San Juan, you are correct, man. Some of these girls who are guys and chicks at the exact same time, they do be getting these guys, man. If they don't know how to no. Actually, you know what's funny though? Some of these guys know what they're getting themselves into. They only want to cry, bitch, and complain and moan about it after it's already happened. And then also the guys that do get messed up, 9 times out of 10, they get messed up because they're drunk. But I'm telling you right now, man, I'm telling you right now, if you grab or if you feel down there and you feel something oddly off, like a bulge or something, you better run for dear life, okay? Just run. It ain't worth it to even try to figure out what he do. Go touch it and be like, what is this? What is this? Reggie, you're right, fam. Reginald says for a while those types either have attitude or they're not the prettiest. Yep, but she had the fat ass. PDA, what's going on, MD? PDA is public displays of affection. Yes, public displays of affection. My boy Trent Knight, what's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through, showing some love. Public digital assistants, really? Rain Man, stop giving everybody false shit because they're gonna really believe that is absolutely accurate, but it is not. But she got the fat ass. Oh, MD, man, you missed my favorite story of the night, man. I love that story. But in hindsight, man, life is all about the mathematics to me. You got to be able to mathematically get it right. If you're gonna do that, you got to be able to spread your money over a longer span. So, if she is an all-nighter, my friend, at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you get your money's worth. I just cannot see a person allowing themselves to not get their money's worth. You feel me? It ain't right. It ain't right, man. It's not right. But I see we got about a couple people watching. Hold on, give me a second, guys. I gotta write a message, guys. And if you guys want to get your very own copy of the shirt that says I survived, I motherfucking survived Walking Street, Angeles City, Pampanga. Make sure you guys check out the Teespring store video that I previously posted. Has the links in the description. And of course, the I came, I saw, came again, and conquered the Philippines. If you guys want that shirt, please make sure you check them out in the Teespring stores, man. I'm telling you, it's just gonna be great, man. That's the shirt of the century. But yo, just having some fun with my people, man. Uh Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. I had to read something. I'm sorry, guys. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I was just reading some comments, man. Um, my man Sam Juan says, Dr. Mike, what's up with the Muslim girls in Davao City? Very conservative. I refuse to try to talk to a Muslim chick because they scare me. Okay. I have never been scared of a group of women a day in my life. And the reason that I'm scared of them is not because I feel like I'm going to be attacked or some shit like that. None of that stupid shit. The reason that I'm nervous to date one is because of how strictly religious they are. They take their religion super serious, and trying to hook up with one is different. It's different, okay? So I refuse to even remotely try to hook up with a chick like that. If they tell me they're Muslim, I just walk away. I can't. And it's not that I have anything against them. It's just that my lifestyle, the way that I am as a human being, I like pork. I likes to eat pork. I likes the pig. I want to get a whole lechon on somebody's birthday or graduation. I want to eat that shit without feeling guilty. I like bacon with my breakfast. I like pork chops for dinner. I like sinigang ni baboy, which is pork sinigang. I love that shit. You gonna tell me that I have to give that up to date you or be with you? You're not gonna get that from me. I'm sorry. I don't want to have to sneak to eat a sausage biscuit. Okay. Don't want to have to sneak to eat a pork chop biscuit. I don't want to have to do all of that stuff. But again, there are some Muslim girls who need love too, but they scare me. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm scary. They scare me. They scare me. So I kind of just stay away. I'm sorry. I am, yo. Y'all think I'm fronting. The ones in Davao City freak me the fuck out. And y'all think I'm playing. Y'all think I'm joking. I don't play. My man Reggie says, I would have done the same. It's not every day you find the Filipino with the fat ass. Yeah. Yes. How many Filipinas I've seen with a nice behind or derriere? Probably I can count them on one hand. Yes. Less than 5, no doubt. MD, yes, I'm scared. I'm sorry. Don't do me like that. That's just me. I'm sorry. They scared. I'm scared, man. I'm not doing it. I'm not ready for that. Well, Oahu dude, there are probably a lot with I don't know, man. With the way the body type was set up here with the tight frame and the fat ass, I mean, I'm talking about the shit spread from like east to west. You feel me? I don't know how to explain it, but if I could show you a picture, I would. Like I said, everything that I talk about, I have in my Patreon, guys. That's where I keep the vault of Dr. Mike TV experiences. There's a lot of things that I refuse to share on YouTube because at the end of the day, it is a part of my past and not necessarily part of the future, but I have to be able to vent somewhere. So that's where I keep all of my information on the women that I have known in my past, all of the stories that I share. I make sure I share them with my patrons over there on Patreon. Patreon. If you want to become a patron for the Good Doc on Dr. Mike TV Patreon, you can look in the link in the description area below. Should be able to find it there. Hint, hint, winkety wink. Segue again, guys. You got to make sure you check out the BOOTYLOO Chronicles, best book of 2019 and 2020. If you haven't already gotten your copy, y'all sleeping, y'all tripping. But we love you anyways. We love you anyways, man. He said put the D on them and they'll forget about the pork thing. That's the thing. Most of them you have to actually marry before you could put the you got to put a ring on it before you could put the D on it. And that's weird. And most of them are very serious about that aspect of their relationship. So I kind of just avoid it at all costs. I run away, man. I can't do it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Shout out to my boy Cal Winston. What's going on, family? Appreciate you coming through. Showing love to the Good Doc. You say you should bounce down to Indonesia and Malaysia. Tons of Muslim chicks that are not too conservative. That is something I will keep in mind. I appreciate the I appreciate dropping me the location because around in Davao City, more specifically, where it is predominantly Muslim, not necessarily the best place for a man to be playing around. It's just not right. So Indonesia, I've heard things. Malaysia, I haven't heard things, but I'll take your word for it. My man Sanwan says, when I went to Jordan, I found that the girls are conservative, but behind closed doors. Well, that's kind of how the game goes, people. You want to, what is it? The lady in the streets and the freak in the sheets. That shit. Yeah, that's funny. MD, it's not my thing, bro. It's not my thing. I can't do it. Not ready for that lifestyle. I feel like those are the types of girls if you lead them on, I'm afraid they might really try to kill me. Like even if I tried to make it seem as if I was looking for a relationship with them, I just think that's not worth it. He says maybe not too many Filipinas with their type of booty, but there are tons of bar girls with fat stomachs hard to find with nice abs. Yes, that is very true. Most of the girls on the bar scene, they've kind of let themselves go. But if you consider that they have lady drinks and stuff, and foreigners feeding them, and if you consider they have foreigners feeding them and lady drinks and all of that stuff every night, they're bound to gain some weight. So maybe they weren't always like that. Maybe about 5-10 years ago, maybe they did have the tight stomach, but that was before the cesarean scars and before the baby came out and ruined their figure and all that shit. Yeah, that's that shit. All right, MD man, have a good one. I know I have not watched Game of Thrones yet. I need to watch and kill that shit. All right. But with that being said, the Good Doc is going to go ahead and end it on that note. It has been fun. It has been real. I'm going to give my shout outs real quick. Got to make sure I touch everybody in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. If you guys have anything else you want to add here at the bottom, please make sure that you do so. So let me go ahead and give my shout outs real quick. If I miss your name, leave it down at the bottom. I'll make sure I shout you out. Oh, shit. All right. My boy Sam Juan, what's going on, bro? I appreciate you coming through. Mr. MD himself, Wahoo dude, much love to you, bro. Cal Winston, I see you, player. Appreciate you being here. My boy Reginald Graham, appreciate you coming through and showing love to the Good Dot. My boy Marquise the Great, much love to you, man. Rain Man, I see you. Thank you for being here. Trent Knight, much love to you, man. Who else we got in the building? My man Sam Robinson, thank you for coming through and showing love. The homie Dante Will was good with you. Thomas Love, appreciate you being here. If I missed your name, leave it down at the bottom. I think we got a lot of repeats. My boy NY Mess Fan 2006, what's going on? The homie DE Raptor, my boy JD Orca, much love to you, boy. My man Mr. Wonderful, much love to you guys. Appreciate you coming through. My man Kim Jong Barack, I love the name, man. I wish I could name my child that. All right, but I ain't got no children, and for good reason, because I am not ready to take care of little crumb snatcher. Anyway, that's just a personal note. Shout out to my boy Ed. Much love to you guys. Make sure you like the video on your way out. My boy Brian S. Much love to you, family. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I have touched everybody who's come through, at least in the chat, in the most inappropriate way humanly possible. I have not watched the season of Game of Thrones, but I think this is the last episode. People are telling me, or something like that. Somebody gonna die. or somebody gonna kill the Night Walker dude. I don't know, man. I haven't been keeping up with this season, and your boy is feeling a certain kind of way. My man Rayman says it's the lack of Shabu use in the bars that contribute to the big bellies. They are now scared to smoke Shabu. Shabu was their diet secret in keeping skinny bodies. You know what? You are absolutely probably right. I'm gonna say that you were probably right, because I did hear that a lot of girls were on that. Well, I just call it crack because that's what it is. It's just basically Philippine crack. That's what it was to me. So there are a lot of girls that are definitely on that shit. So probably right. No, Rain Man. I missed the last season. I haven't watched any of it. I have not watched any of it. So that's what I said. I watched every season of Game of Thrones except this season. I don't have HBO Go. And again, I just got back, man. So like I said, man, when I see my girl again, she'll probably have all the episodes so I can watch it all together. It's not that many. It's like what, 8 or 10 episodes this season or some shit. But Game of Thrones is religion, people. And if I could watch it, I would, but I'm not tripping. I'm not gonna cry about it. Oh, you said you've never ever seen an episode of Game of Thrones? Oh, that's you? Oh, you crazy, bro. The big booty girl, she worked in a call center, bruh. Reginald, she worked in a call center. Oh, Raymond, I thought you were asking me. Oh, well, you should check it out, man. I promise you this, though. I give you my word. Raymond, I love you to death, but I'm going to tell you this right now. If you ever watch one episode of Game of Thrones, you better be prepared to lose the majority of your day, probably the majority of your week, because you're going to want to binge watch everything that they have. So, I'm likely to do that. See, there was a show a long time ago called Breaking Bad that I never watched. It had 5 seasons, and somebody told me it's an addictive show. And I found it on Netflix the other day, and I said, "Hey, let me try to do that." And I might try to catch up on all the episodes on Netflix eventually, and I'm gonna make it happen, Captain. I'm really gonna make it work. But yes, smooth riffs. You're right, man. You better just say no. You better just say no. Please say no. Just say no. Please say no. Because if you watch one episode, you will lose the rest of your life, man. You will lose the rest of your life. What is wrong with you people? Game of Thrones is so fucking awesome. You guys are killing me. I'm telling you, just watch one episode of Game of Thrones. No, not one episode. Watch the first episode. It's only 7 seasons, but like every show is like an hour long or some shit. So it's super duper long. But I love it, man. Hey, man, don't you be talking about my GOT, man. Y'all do not disrespect GOT. That shit will get you booted out of the chat. Now, I can take the Duke UNC rivalry. I can take that. I can take Duke fans listening in, even though I'm a UNC and I bleed Carolina blue to the day. I can live with that. But I'll be damned. I will be damned if I sit here and let you talk about Game of Thrones. Okay? That is one sensitive area nobody can touch. Everybody needs to say yes to Game of Thrones. I will be damned if I sit here and let you disrespect the best show God ever invented. Not happen. Yes, San Juan, people go get their wrenches removed over that shit. Do not. That's kind of funny. You're gonna lose your what do they call it? Your damn, what do they call it? They're called fuck. What's the person called? The wrench. What? They're called moderators. You're gonna lose your moderator license if you ever disrespect Game of Thrones, ever get in public. You keep that shit to yourself. I can't do it. Not happening. Tell them they gonna get their shit removed. I'm gonna have to knight somebody else with that shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to knight somebody. I'm gonna have to give it to somebody else. I'm gonna take it away and I'm gonna have to reward that somebody else. Ah man, he said I thought Walking Dead was must see TV. It was all right. I mean, I'm not going front though. Walking Dead was okay. I stopped watching it at season 5. I stopped watching it just before Glenn died after getting his head bashed in by Megan. I don't know anything that happened after that because at the end of the day, I kind of thought it started to get a little weird for me. So I stopped watching it. But Rayman, do not be surprised, man, if you lose your wrench over this shit. Okay. Don't be surprised that the next time you come on here, your moderator's license has been revoked. Okay. You have kind of put me in a very, very tough spot. Okay. It started when you started saying fuck Davao. That's where it started. Okay. I can live with that because at the end of the day, I don't want anybody to dab out anyways. But now you have really crossed the line, buddy. You have crossed the line. Game of Thrones is my shit, man. I love it, dude. But anyways, all right, guys. Had too much fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that it is time for me to go ahead and cut it out. I appreciate you guys coming through, showing love to the good doc. So you know how we ended. The good doc is officially out. At least Nako, which means we are going now. Bye bye. As always, love you guys. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.